So these are things that you should consider. Let's say if when you're negotiating your contract, if you have the boldness to negotiate it anyway, you're supposed to be including such things.
If you're hurt at the workplace, you're not supposed to pay for that by yourself. That's medical expenses.
Yeah.
And it's not, they're not doing you a favor when they pay for you. It's actually a right. You're not supposed to go to work on Madaraka Day.
Yeah.
And so that one for Chiplanti.
Mazingira.
Yeah.
And if you go, you're supposed to be given double pay or another off day.
Yes. For that specific day that you have gone to.
For that specific day.
It's been declared by an act of parliament
that it's a public holiday.
No, gazette notice.
Hello and welcome to the Sisters in Law podcast. My name is Beverly Mokaya and I'm here with
Aquila Mokaya. In this podcast, we discuss matters law.
I'm talking about matters employment law, contracts law, taxes, commercial law, and everything matters law. We've got you covered.
Remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
So on today's episode, we are going to talk about workplace benefits. Mostly when you tell somebody that there is a job opening somewhere, they mostly just ask you about how much the salary is. They forget that there are other things that should be considered. For example, leave days, whether there is NSSF, SHIF, and all those other benefits. Because, much as this money is good, all these other things are important because rest is important just as much as work is important. Because all work and no play makes Jane a dull girl.
I don't do any Jack.
No, Jack a dull boy. Anyway, so we just want to make you aware of some of the things that you should have at the workplace. Of course, if you're in an employment setup, you might already know some of them. If you're in a good employment setup, for example, I know banks would give you such things. I also know maybe these big companies, if you work with the UN or just an established, maybe an insurance company.
Yeah, government
definitely government would give you this. But I know for a fact that law firms don't give.
Just a few law firms.
Just a few law firms. I know because, for us, we know, anyway, they wouldn't give you a contract sometimes because they know you would easily just use it to go to court. It's complicated, but anyway, lawyers will always be lawyers. So, which are some of the benefits that are there?
Wow. So for the benefits, the others are actually just outright rights. Then the others are like on top benefits. Yeah. So we'd have something like maternity leave.
Yes, that's a right. It's a right.
Yeah. So if you're fired on the basis that you're pregnant, it's actually a breach of your rights.
Exactly. It's discriminatory. Yes.
So either you're pregnant or you're now gaining the maternity. Mostly when you go to seek employment, they normally want to discriminate against pregnant guys because they know they're not going to work for a while.
For some time.
Because they have to take, of course, it's 3 months compulsorily. It must be 3 months.
And it's fully paid.
Yeah.
Fully paid, not half pay.
Or anything,
No, you don't go without pay.
You must go home for 3 months so that the baby is like 3 months for you to even heal and be able to come back to work.
Yeah. And for the baby to have also grown.
Yeah. To have for you to be in the right mental space and for you to heal and the baby to also have grown. Yeah, so the maternity leave is very important for the 3 months. You must look out for it. There's one of my friends. Oh my God, she's going to watch this video. Her contract didn't have it. It has it, but they are saying that it must not be. It's not up to the 3 months. Yeah, please correct me, but so up to the 3 months. They said that if you, sometimes they would call it like sickness or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, copulation ni gugumu. So it must be 3 months for maternity leave.
Yeah, now most people usually are desperate, so they would definitely just take the contract and not try and speak up for themselves and say,
try and negotiate.
Right. Just try and negotiate and see if your contract has these things because your employer is supposed to give you. And actually, some jurisdictions people usually have 6 months.
Yeah,
it's debatable whether 3 months is enough. If
3 months
from my
really
experience, it's not enough. Yeah, not my experience, but from
From your analysis.
from what I have seen, it's not enough. And of course, we have said that it's discriminatory if you are not allowed to have the 3 months or full pay, or even if you go back to work, you're supposed to be either put back in the same position, or if you're promoted, it's fine, but you're not supposed to be demoted or some roles taken away from you or some money reduced on the basis of pregnancy, or on the basis that you are away and then you brought in somebody else. No, you're not allowed to. It's not. They're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So of course there's maternity leave, and corresponding to that is paternity leave.
I think even before we even mention it, I think it's so unfair. Why would you give them 2 weeks?
Men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, nowadays men are also hands-on with their children.
Like 2 weeks. So, but anyway,
because you know, in 2 weeks even the child hasn't fully opened their eyes. Yeah. So 2 weeks is little, but even men are entitled to
getting the 2 weeks.
Of course, you have to provide evidence. You know, for the woman, the evidence is clear. But for men, you probably have to,
like, I don't know, bring the birth certificate,
you have to
or
show
something.
that it's your baby. Yes.
Yeah. So like you must get a paternity leave if you're male.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And then the other leave that is there, of course, is the annual leave, which you didn't mention. So every year that you work, you're entitled to how many days? 21 leave days. Paid.
Yeah, paid. Like if you, for example, you're denied, okay, there are companies that say that
we won't give you leave.
Yeah, we either won't give you leave, or on things like Christmas and fast, count them as your leave days.
And it's not supposed to be like that. Yeah.
It's just like 21 days because you have worked for a whole year, of course. You need to get like 21 days leave outside of the sick leave.
Yeah. And by the way, your employer is not supposed to pay you not to take the leave day. It's not supposed to be like that. You are entitled to. The rationale behind it is that you're supposed to rest. You just don't work. You have to rest. So you're not allowed to be paid
to work for those 21 days. You should be at home resting and be paid for the rest.
Yes. Except let's say, for example, if your contract is over, then you never took your leave days, you're supposed now to, for example, they start counting and then they pay you for that as part of the compensation.
Extra 21 days, because now that is now, how is it called? Overtime. If, like, let's say you worked the whole year and you didn't take any leave, those days that are counted, that is separate from the 12 months.
Yeah.
Right?
What?
If you do not take the 21 days, that's what you've explained right now, you don't take the 21 days and you've worked for a whole year. So if your contract is terminated, so you take it like 21 days, now that will be like almost a whole month.
Yeah. So it will be like just 21 unpaid leave. That's how they put it in when you're taking the documents in court, right? Unpaid leave of 21 days. And then now they'll have to pay you for that. Yeah. So of course there's the annual leave, there is the maternity leave and the paternity leave.
Public holidays.
Yes, public holidays.
Yeah. Like you're not supposed to go to work. Yeah. You're not supposed to go to work on Madaraka Day.
Yeah.
And what's that day? That one for triplanting.
Mazingira.
Yeah, Mazingira.
And if you go, you're supposed to be given double pay or another off day.
Yes. For that specific day that you have gone to.
For that specific day.
It's been declared by an act of parliament
that it's a public holiday.
No, a gazette notice.
Yeah, a gazette notice.
Yeah, that it's a holiday, so you need to be at home. Right? It's what we celebrate our Mashujas.
Yeah, so for that, if you don't take your PHs, the public holidays, you're supposed to be given double pay or another off day. Yeah, separate from that.
And then there's also like work injury benefits. If you work if you work like in a place where there is you work for a factory. Let's say. Let's use that example. You work in a factory where your fingers can be cut off by the machine. Yeah.
You know, actually, every employer is supposed to be registered with WIBA. Like you're supposed to. WIBA is Work Injury Benefits Authority. Yeah. We just always say WIBA. So you're supposed to be WIBA compliant, whereby if somebody gets injured at the workplace, you're supposed to register. You're supposed to report it to WIBA, that file a complaint with WIBA and say that this is my employee, they got injured and all that, and of course your insurance will take care of paying them or compensating them. Yeah. So that's
if you had
WIBA is a whole topic like that.
We'll do a podcast, another episode on it. But if you're hurt at the workplace, you're not supposed to pay for that by yourself. That's medical expenses.
Yeah.
And it's not, they're not doing you a favor when they pay for you. It's actually a right.
Yes.
Because if you did not go to work on that day, you'd have your fingers intact.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they should care for it.
And it's very sad because you find that sometimes people work with these people in construction sites and all that, and then once you get injured, that's it.
Yeah, and then they fire you,
and they fire you.
because
And
now
yet,
you're not useful there.
I don't understand why they really need to do that. Like why the employer wouldn't register for WIBA, because it's not you use. You're not using your money to pay. It's your insurance that will pay, because it's your insurance that will cater for these employees. So it's something that employers also need to do. And as an employee, you're supposed to know that if you get injured in the course of your employment, you are supposed to be compensated by your employer. You didn't mention sick leave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's also important for you to take sick leave.
Yes.
You're not supposed to go to work with sick, because if you die there.
Yeah. I know most people usually misuse it. Like they will go over the weekend and try and get a sick off, not from the doctor, so that they can take it to work. Because of course it's always evidence-based. You can't just go say, oh, I have a tummy ache or something like that. You have to produce maybe a doctor's report and not from the doctor to show that you're actually sick. So for sick leave, you're supposed to be paid. You get 7 days sick leave, fully paid, and then after the 7 days, another 7 days which are half paid. So for example, if you were sick for 12 days, for example, the first 7 days, non-toka nyumbani for the 12 days, the first 7 days it's for full pay, and then now the rest, which are 5 now, you get half pay. Yeah, that's how the sick leave is calculated.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow. Okay. I'm also learning in this podcast.
Yeah, so that's how sick leave is calculated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would go to like mostly some other benefits that you get, like national social security fund.
If you just said NSSF, I think
Like,
any ordinary Kenyan would understand. It's a social security fund.
Yes. Yeah. So that now when you get old, your
pension, you have money. Yeah.
Like you contribute half, and then
your employer is supposed to match your contribution. Yes.
So in the sense that he must contribute, because if they don't, when you get to 80, you won't have any money. By the way, like you won't have any money for your social security.
So I know most employers don't offer that, but it's supposed to. Not most, a good number that I've experienced. I think law firms are just crazy. But anyway, your employer should ideally provide an SSF. It's I think it's 6%. There are different tiers, like tier 1, tier 2, depending on your salary. And of course, that's also just avoiding a lot of technicalities, because your employer will show you how to calculate it. So whatever amount, say for example, if you're paying 2160 or 2160 as the employee, your employer will also pay 2160. So like the employer is supposed to match the contribution that you give. So of course they would always say it's in addition to your salary, but definitely when they're giving you your salary, they've already factored in all these things. Yeah. So there's that, and then there's also SHIF, right? Which is now percentage based. Yeah, it's 2.75%. And so now it will also depend how much the amount of money that you're earning will determine how much you're paying. With this one, the employer doesn't match it. It's just the employee who pays. So the employer is an agent for remitting such things, just like the remit payee and all that. So with that, the percentage that you're supposed to pay, it will be deducted from your salary, and then your employer will pay it for you. You usually underestimate the importance of medical insurance until you fall sick. Yeah. It's true. So exactly. So it might look like maybe you're losing out on it, but the benefits far outweigh the cost. Yeah.
Disadvantages. But I think that's it.
That's it. Commissions, I think they are based on the kind of job that you have. For example, if you're a salesperson and things like that, of course you're entitled to commission and things like that. Maybe airtime and things like that, depending on the line of work that you're in, because you can't expect somebody who's doing, for example, calls maybe on their office line or whatever, their office SIM card, to use their own airtime. So these are things that you should consider. Let's say when you're negotiating your contracts, if you have the boldness to negotiate it anyway, you're supposed to be including such things. Don't just look at the salary, because you might be easily changed. So those are the benefits and the rights, especially the leave days are very, very, very important, and they are compulsory. It's actually provided for in the Act. So that's it. And you see, if you have such things, you would not lie that you're sick. Because you're entitled to give you, whether you lie, you're not going to lie, but you're still entitled to such things. Exactly. So with that, I think we did another episode on employment rights and whatever, so you can just go, it's like our second episode, so you can go there and see all the processes that need to be followed and other things that you're entitled to, but this one was just separately put as rights and benefits. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I know you definitely learned. If you're in employment setup, just it's good for you to know and also inform people about it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and see you next time.
Bye.